Hi, I'm Maria Martinez with A-dec, and today we're going to be diving into the 500 Pro delivery system with a DS7. Before you get going, you do want to make sure you have water in your water bottle, and then add 1 tablet of the A-dec ICX, and this just helps maintain your water supply so that the water going to your patient is safe and clean. So in this case, I do already have water, and the system is turned on, but if it was off, your on and off button or toggle is here on the side. All right, next I'm going to get into positioning the delivery system. So here is our capacitive brake handle. So you can actually hear the air release when I let go. This is what's holding your delivery system in its vertical position, so I can move it up, lock it in position, move it down, lock it in position. The other positions that you don't need to unlock that brake for are the articulation of the delivery system head. So this just moves freely, but doesn't continue to spin when I let go. Some of the other movements you can also do on this are your touchscreen. So depending on, if you're a taller user and need this to be faced up a little bit more, or depending on position, you can bring this down a little bit more. We also have our tray holders. So you can have tray holders that come up through the top here to hold extra instruments and handheld instruments. And then we have a tray holder here on the side that is located underneath the delivery system and has 360 degrees of articulation there. Some of the other functions and features here on the DS7 that you see, as you move your chair, it'll actually also move your icon to match the position of the chair so that you know exactly where it's going to end up. You also have these presets here at the top that if you wanted to set, say, for patient entry and exit, maybe it's in this position where your patient can easily get in, and that's a preset so that once you're in an operating position and you want to push a preset to get back there, you can quite easily just by clicking a button. You can also adjust the color of the modeled chair on your screen to match your upholstery if you'd like. So that just goes into our settings, which is these 3 buttons. We go into our system settings, and down here at the bottom, it says set color, so we can go through and choose any color to match our upholstery. So on my home page, I also have these timers that are preset up top. So if I did want quick and easy access to a timer, you can preset these and then just have them ready to go. I also have my date and time. This can also be done down to the seconds so that you can use it as a timer as well as you're practicing. And these are just some of the many ways that you can adjust your system for your needs. All right, diving into a little bit of the naming convention of each one of these pieces here. So here we have our instrument pad where our handpieces are all being laid. So this is your air water syringe or 3-way syringe. These are electric handpieces, low and high speed. And then you have a scaler and an intraoral camera. So when I pull a handpiece, as I told you, it recognizes that this is the position pulled. So it automatically goes to this page here you can see that changes. So I go from my home screen to a page that shows me my RPMs that my handpiece would be running. So this is something that I can adjust via the touchscreen. So if I wanted to run at a lower RPM, I can do that via the minus and plus buttons here. I can also have presets, just like with my chair positioning. So if I wanted to have a certain preset, I want air and water to come out. Here, that is what the preset is already showing at 2000 RPMs. But if I change to a different position, maybe the RPMs are a little bit different. So that's just quick and easy. So if I know that I'm always going towards certain settings when I'm using a particular handpiece, I can have those ready to go. So to function or run my handpiece, I use my foot control. So I use this to basically feather a little bit. The more I press down, the more power and air is coming through to run my handpiece, and the less I press on it, the less is coming out, much like a gas pedal. So on the screen here, we can see that there is this light button. So it looks like a light, and it is referring to your light on your handpiece so that you can look into the oral cavity. I can also turn on and off my coolant air. Same with my water. There's a water button I can turn on and off. And then this button that kind of shows an arrow going in a circle, this is to basically change the direction that your burr is spinning. So we're gonna dive into a little bit about how do I adjust the amount of air and water coming out of my handpiece. So here on the side, you can actually see a light that pops up on the adjustment knob for water. So it's actually corresponding to the exact position that I pulled. So if I put this back, you'll see the light turns off. And if I go and pull the second position, now it's saying position 2 is active. And so on and so forth. If I go along, now the 3rd is active, and now the 4th is active. So when I'm first adjusting my handpiece and the water that's coming through it, I'm actually going to take this toggle and not too hard all the way because you can damage the system if you go too far past. But there's actually a little symbol here that shows you which way to turn so that you can turn water off, so that when I'm running this, only a minimal or no water is coming out. I'm also going to turn this air. So this is my air that actually provides air to each one of these positions. It doesn't have a dedicated position. So first I'm going to start by moving this toggle a little bit just to get a couple drops of water. And so once I see a couple drops of water coming out, I'll turn on my air coolant so that I get this atomization of the water so that I get this nice spray to cool down the tooth. And that's how I would do my adjustments for water coolant and air coolant. Next, we're going to dive into handpiece flushing. So handpiece flushing is especially important before you start practicing and then in between patients. This just sends a high volume of water through each one of your wet positions to ensure that anything that's in that line gets purged out and any new chemistry from your water bottle is set through the system to make sure that your water is clean and safe. So to purge on a 500 Pro with a DS7, I am going to pull all of my handpieces forward that are wet positions so water runs through them. I can either do a manual flush by holding this 3-droplet water. For the set amount of time that I hold, it'll purge water through here. Or I can go through my timed flush. And if I go through timed flush, it'll go through set amounts of times, 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. You can set the time. And when I press that, it'll automatically go by itself so that I don't have to sit here and hold that button. Another super important piece around flushing is when you go to flush, you're actually going to remove all of your handpieces as far up as you can to the end of this tubing. So these get cleaned and sterilized in a different process. So you just do want to ensure that those come off so that water is coming straight out of the handpiece nut here. And when water is purging through your system, you do want to do that over a bucket or a sink, or A-dec does have a flush dock accessory that holds all of your handpiece tubing nuts while water is purging straight into a container to make the process very simple. So I want to point out 2 more features on this product that are actually on the back. So on the back here, we have our oil collector. So an oil collector helps collect any of the lubricant that is coming through your handpieces. So your handpieces are actually using a lubricant so that they run nice and smoothly. And so when you pull off the foot control, a little bit of air exhausts back, and it exhausts back here. So this oil collector is actually going to capture that. So I just turn this knob here and remove. And inside I have a piece of gauze that gets replaced about once a week, or depending on the amount of use and how much actually gets collected back here. And then I'm just going to put it back in, twist the knob to lock it in, and it's in place. This other feature you see back here, this is a USB pass-through. So say you didn't have a camera integrated into your system or a scaler integrated into the system, you could have a tabletop powered version. So you would just connect right in there and you'd get power through your system. One key takeaway with the DS7 is that it's super simple to use and very intuitive. You can see that the user interface is quite sleek and modern. Each setting in there has a direct button related to its function, so it's really easy to follow along the process and what the next steps would be. So I would encourage you to dive in and explore more features of the DS7. This has been a high-level overview of the 500 Pro delivery system. I hope you feel a little bit more comfortable with how to operate and position. If you'd like to learn more, please find the QR code on your system or visit us at adec.com.